And it's like Paige is already being treated like she's an MVP.
Paige Bueckers is officially your 2025 first overall pick in the WNBA draft, fresh off an NCAA championship with UConn. And honestly, the WNBA couldn't have asked for a better storyline heading into this season. But of course, the media just couldn't resist diving headfirst into complete delusion. They're bending over backwards, doing all kinds of mental gymnastics, desperately trying to convince fans that Paige is about to be the next Caitlin Clark, or at least put her on the same level. Seriously, wait until you hear some of the ridiculous takes they're coming up with. It's wild. But I've got a quick message for anyone out there who seriously thinks Paige is about to become Caitlin Clark 2.0. If you're expecting Paige Bueckers to come in and instantly replicate Caitlin Clark's impact, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Because behind closed doors, WNBA general managers are already talking about what's actually going to happen. They're seeing the truth clearly. And let me tell you, it's not the fantasy the media is selling. And guess what? I've got the receipts to back it up. It's time to dive deep, expose the truth, and put this narrative to bed once and for all. Make sure you watch until the end, though, because there is actually one player coming up who could bring something genuinely different to the table. Someone who could draw in even more fans than Paige ever could. But first, hit that like button if you're tired of the media playing these games. So Paige Bueckers just went first overall in the WNBA draft. And naturally, with the league hungry to keep growing and make it about more than just one player, people are pushing the idea that she's about to become the next Caitlin Clark, or at least that she should be. But honestly, this hype train didn't just start rolling today. It's been building since March Madness. Ever since Paige dropped that impressive 40-piece in the Sweet 16, the comparisons to Caitlin Clark have been coming in fast and furious. Now, shutting down these comparisons is pretty straightforward, like Mick did perfectly right here. But again, there's this weird inverse relationship the media constantly tries to force between Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark. They're either artificially inflating Paige or deliberately trying to chip away at Caitlin to make Paige look better. For instance, we saw this clearly in that recent Guardian article, which essentially argued the reason Paige isn't getting the Caitlin Clark treatment isn't because they're two completely different types of players, which I'll get into in a bit, but because Paige is more vocal about social activism, something they claim Caitlin's fans supposedly don't appreciate. Then you have Nancy Armour from USA Today, describing Paige Bueckers as a transformative player similar to Caitlin, and lecturing Caitlin's fans to not elevate Caitlin by tearing others down, insisting that credit must always be shared. Yet, it's deeply ironic because those same media voices are the ones who consistently try to diminish Caitlin to lift other players. I've covered in previous videos the countless times Caitlin's fans were unfairly criticized and the repeated suggestion that Caitlin only gets special treatment because of her race. It's insulting and flat out false. And then you get moments like ESPN casually comparing Paige's draft viewership numbers to the 2023 draft, completely skipping over 2024, the Caitlin Clark draft. Why on earth would ESPN conveniently leave out the record-breaking 2024 numbers? Because they want Paige Bueckers to appear as transformative as Caitlin. And you can't create that illusion if you compare her directly against Caitlin's historically unprecedented impact. But behind closed doors, league insiders know exactly what's going on. Paige Bueckers is incredibly talented, no question, but she's not Caitlin Clark, not even close. In fact, a recent report was released featuring candid behind-the-scenes conversations with WNBA general managers. And the message was crystal clear. They respect Paige Bueckers. They recognize her talent, but they know she's nowhere near Caitlin's level. This shouldn't even be controversial. Anyone with eyes and, frankly, a functioning brain can clearly see that Caitlin Clark is operating on a completely different level. She's simply on another planet in terms of her impact, star power, and ability to elevate women's basketball as a whole. No matter how hard some in the media or league might try to position Paige Bueckers as the next Caitlin, it's just not happening. Paige is talented, extremely talented,